Turn your radio up. WkndWork is now on.
This is how it should be done.
On Shade 45.
Share procedure.
It's a WkndWork with Coach PR and friends. Shout out to Bass Swag, Cash Cobain. That's some hot fire right there, huh? That's what you said. What's the name of the record, Nina? For sure. For sure. For sure.
Fisher.
For sure. For sure. For sure.
Not Albie Shore.
For
Fisher.
sure. For sure. I'm just saying how they got it written. Shout out to Bass Swag, Cash Cobain on that hot record. You know, Prince get the money. Shout out to and free his dad, Big Swag, Bay. You know. And, oh yeah, his birthday, right? And happy birthday to you, Nino. Happy birthday to you. What you do last night? No, don't tell me. You probably just wanted shit. I got a special guest up here, man. And this guy, listen, I'm gonna take lessons from this guy because this guy's a professional. You are a professional, bro. Scoop B.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir, brother.
Come on, guys. Not a hand clap, bro. Scoop B said, man. He's about to give me some lessons, bro.
What you want to know?
What I want to know. What's happening with you, bro?
Man, I'm glad to be here first and foremost.
Thank you for pulling up. The other half is not here, though.
He's on his way.
He's on his way, man.
Tim Thomas, 13-year NBA vet, and I, Brandon Scoopy Robinson, we just launched a new podcast called NoNonsense with Tim Thomas and
I like
Scoopy.
the name, too. No nonsense.
Listen, man, we took a page out of the G-Unit video, the second half, when Lloyd Banks said, "I'm a warrior." We had the baseball bat.
I was in that video. No, I'm just saying, yeah.
Did you know what I'm talking about?
Right, yeah, no nonsense.
I'm a grown man sucker. I ain't no bitch.
All right, okay.
So we started the podcast this week. First episode was with one Brooklyn's own Stephon Marbury. Stephon, I've known since I was a kid. He was a teammate of Tim's when he was a member of the New York Knicks, and they've known each other since high school when they were both phenoms.
Right.
So we talked about a lot of stuff. I think that interview lasted like an hour and 25 minutes.
Oh, dope. I know Steph could really, he got a lot to talk about. He's been through a lot.
Yes, sir.
Did you talk about the Vaseline, swallowing the Vaseline?
We didn't talk about it in that interview, but I've known Stephon for years, and he said that was taken out of context.
Because he had it from his grandmother.
Yeah, it was a secret. Right. You and I both being professionals, it helps your voice.
Right.
That ain't my twist. I'm more of a honey mustard guy myself.
Yeah.
But
honey mustard.
Yes, honey mustard. If you dip in your chicken fingers, but for him, he used the Vaseline to kind of get his.
I was about to say honey mustard to clear your throat.
No.
Oh, okay.
I'm a tea guy. I don't like that flavor of Vaseline. Is what I'm saying to eat, but that's his thing. But as far as him doing all of that, we didn't talk about that on that episode. But what we did talk about was the potential of being in the Naismith Basketball Hall of Fame. When you look at the Hall of Fame, you often think about just what someone's contributions are in the NBA. But if you really look at it, it's not. It's what you've done on the high school level, what you've done on the NBA level, what you've done society-wise, and also your global impact. Stephon was the man as a rail splitter at Lincoln High School. Right. I mean, he did so well. Spike Lee based the character of Jesus Shuttlesworth off of him. Yeah, his NBA career, some people question it, but the stats were there. And then he's got two trophies in China.
Trophies. He has a statue.
Oh, statue rather. Two statues.
But he won a chip too over there too, right?
He did, right? And then he transitioned to being a coach.
Yeah, crazy. His crazy career.
Mm-hmm.
And like you say, he should be there. But even me, people ignorant to it that they think it's just the NBA. I've recently found out a couple years ago that no, it's beyond. It's more than just the NBA for the Hall of Fame.
Like for sure.
Said, yeah, so people really think it's just based on your career, your stats, what you put up, whatever like that. Should you be in the NBA if you only went, only scored 5,000 points?
I mean, there are people who question Yao Ming, and I don't, because of the global expansion of China to the NBA. Right. People question, I don't question, I've heard people question about Grant Hill. He had injuries throughout his NBA career, but that shot, that inbound from Leitner to Grant Hill, I feel like that cemented him already. Yeah. I mean, he's well-liked. A lot of it is a popularity contest, but it's also about your impact, and Stephon should be there. But he and I talked, as well as with Tim, we talked about that. We talked about his conflict with his cousin, Sebastian Telfair, which was very publicized the first part of the early part of the year, and comments that Sebastian made, and he objectively and clearly stated his case about all that went on there. And we talked about other things. Today's Knicks, Jalen Brunson, whether the Knicks deserve another All-Star in the offseason, some of those other things.
So you covered everything on there, from past to present.
An hour and 25 minutes, we oughta.
You better. But I bet you there's still other stuff you still didn't cover.
We didn't talk about the Vaseline, so you got me there.
Let's do this. Let's play some music. We celebrating the culture as usual. Tomorrow's Sean Price's birthday. Yesterday was Nino's birthday. Flavor Flav's birthday was this week. So let's play some music. Let's matter of fact, which one get to? Because we're also celebrating Nick Dogg's his life.
Regulators, mount up.
Let's do that, right? Want to do that?
Yeah.
Yeah, you got this intro, man. You good at this, man. It's WkndWork, Coach PR, Scoop B. Where is Tim?
You're on his way.
Let's go. Triple H.
Turn your radio up. WkndWork is now on.
This is how it should be done.
On Shade 45.
Share procedure.
We're back. It's Coach PR, WkndWork, Coach PR, and friends. My friend today is Scoop B, professional journalism. Well, Scoop, what did you tell the people what you did, before you did this podcast?
So
they could know that you put some respect on that name.
So when you Google it, you're going to search Braden Scoopy Robinson. Braden Scoopy Robinson is what I go by professionally. My mama named me Brandon Robinson. I started in 97, the same year that Tim was drafted. I started in radio with the Nets as a kid. I had a radio show that I did for 2 years with the New Jersey Nets called Nets Slam and Planet. Hosted that, and then kind of became a regular high school kid after. I was 7th and 8th graders when I started, and that kind of stirred my love for that. But even before then, I fell in love with the game of basketball, being around citywide at Riverbank State Park with my family. We were very involved in grassroots. We owned a sneaker store in Harlem, a men's shoe store in Harlem, and ultimately, I always knew what I wanted to do. On the hip-hop side, I definitely pay homage to you guys because hip-hop and basketball and sports in general definitely intertwine. I spent some time at the Source magazine after college, Vibe magazine, did some stuff with CBS Sports Radio, and then was 2.5 years at Bally Sports Network as their national NBA insider. So I've been around the game for a minute. A lot of guys that started out that were Tim's age, they're now in executive roles, front office roles, coaching roles. So I kind of have a cool advantage of connecting with the coaches while also interconnecting with, today's young players.
What do you think about, speaking of, basketball, today's women's basketball?
I like it. I like it.
Fire, right?
But I like it for this reason.
What?
I think when the WNBA started, they had a marketing problem. And the marketing problem back then was they were only targeting women with daughters or men with daughters. Over NBA Finals is over. Yo, what I'm gonna do? If I'm not going outside, then what? I'd watch the women's game because I actually like the game.
Right.
But I think where this ties in here is this. When you look at the NBA game, I feel like in the WNBA, there wasn't a ton of options to enjoy. Now you can. And you get to know the people who are participating, their stories. But in addition to that, there's more money being invested into the actual game in ways that their counterparts in the NBA just naturally had. I think in the WNBA, because there's more money, because social media is available, and there are girls who look up to the women who are playing in this game, there's more tangible, relatable aspects that weren't necessarily available in the 90s when the pioneers first began it. So, and the game is good. Like, you're excited to see Angel Reese when she finally goes to the WNBA. You're able to see Juju Watkins, and she plays her ass off.
Baller.
She can play. But it shouldn't be, they're girls, we should just give them something. No, like, if you're good at what you do, man
only if you're
woman,
good at it,
alien, whatever then give
it is.
Somebody a chance.
Right, exactly.
Yeah.
I look at it like, back in the days in NBA, remember it was kind of boring, right? ABA was doing this thing, then it took over ABA, right? Men's college basketball was whack also. So even they would scores were 30 to 20 something, whatever was whack, right? People wasn't into college basketball like now, men's. And then the women's was the same thing. Then men's grew. Then women's same thing. There was low scoring, kind of boring. Then when we got used to the names, and the names came along, you got more names you could relate, you could feel them. And I think because now you could see these females actually crossing up, it felt like they had a hold on these girls instead of just go ahead, do your thing. Because now you're seeing crossovers, you're seeing dunking more often than you would see back in the days.
I think a couple things are at play. Number one, the way that you describe that, it gives me vibes to wrestling. I often tweet this: NBA is the new WWE. You look at storylines. People pay more attention to storylines than what's actually on the court. I remember in wrestling, there was more guys on the microphone than people actually in the ring.
Wrestling, right.
So I take that and I raise you this. I think in women's basketball and just women's sports in general, we lean so much on respectabilities of women and what people think women should do. And I think we had it backwards. Like, I think when you really looked at the women's game, particularly when Angel Reese was competing and she was talking shit, people were like, how? But then you look at boxing, and people gave Clarissa Shields hell too, and she's great at what she does.
Right.
She's the top women's boxer in the world, and you still act like, well, she's not. People don't say it, but I get the vibe. I pay attention to the vibes, right? Mm-hmm. But she's a woman. So what? She's also competing in combat sports and doing more. Yeah. What does it take when the numbers support that? Women are watching the game. When the numbers support, I mean, I remember looking at the WNBA finals, like people were locked into the Aces and the Liberty doing their thing. Like it was standing room only. Yeah, I'm glad to see the women's game getting the respect that is due, but don't do it just because it's a fad, but because it's actually an exciting game.
It's an exciting game.
Yeah,
it's Women's Month. Let's get into some music. How about rest in peace to Boss, one of the first female rappers signed to Def Jam. She just passed away this past week. Let's play you one play. Let's get into that. You familiar with the Boss?
Yes.
You better be.
Come on now.
You're a professional.
Says the professional.
So WkndWork, Triple A Shade 45, Coach PR, Scoop B. Tim, where the hell are you at?
Turn your radio up. WkndWork is now on.
This is how it should be done.
On Shade 45.
Share procedure.
WkndWork with Coach PR and friends, and my other friend is here. Scoop, he's here, right? Where's Tim? Scoop, where is he?
I'm in the building.
Teleported.
What's goody?
What's good, man? What happened, man? You just got here. Me and Scoop was having a good time vibing and everything, man.
A lot of construction, man.
A lot of construction.
Know what's going on.
It is New York City, man. It's New York City, man. But you're here.
Yeah, man.
Thank you for being here. Appreciate you. No Nonsense is complete now.
Yes, sir.
You know, we celebrating the culture as usual. You know, yesterday was Nino's birthday. Was Nino over there. You know, Sean Price's birthday tomorrow. Mm-hmm. You know, and we're celebrating the culture and Tupac, Me Against the World, 29 years this week.
Wow, big.
You guys remember the album? That was one of my favorite albums from Pop.
Yeah.
What about you?
Yeah,
Scoop?
it's up there.
It's up there?
It's up there.
Yeah.
I think the thing that I appreciate most about Tupac is I think how forward-thinking and how timeless his stuff is, particularly when you listen to it now. You know, the fact that we could say that he didn't think he'd live to see another black president, or to see one black president.
Right, yeah, right.
And Obama proved him wrong.
Yeah.
But I think to the fact that we're talking about 29, 30 years, it's like, damn, Tim, what was you doing the last 30 years?
Man, a little bit of this, a little bit of that. But, I mean, just the individual himself, right? You know, everything that he was involved with, you know, got cut short. Yeah. So, for me, all of his body of work is everything, right? Yeah. It's the same thing with Big, right? Mm-hmm. So you gotta appreciate everything he's done.
Right, we just had Big's his passing March 9th was last week.
Right.
Now we got Pac's, you know, Me Against the World.
Right.
I think, you know, once you look at the two kings like that, we're always gonna celebrate that for the culture.
You know, it's a must.
It's a must. You gotta celebrate that for the culture. So, okay, no nonsense. Let's let the people know. Is this gonna be like you guys against the world? What's no nonsense? Because he broke it down. How do you feel about you know?
Man, we're just trying to come different in this podcast game. That's about it.
There's a lot of podcasts, guys.
Yeah,
it's like rappers. Right? It's a lot of podcasts. It's like rappers. Now, how different? What can we expect from No Nonsense? Because if I hear the name, I love the name. Sure, people love it. So that online, we're not taking no bullshit, and we're going right to it. Or
basically, I mean, we're just trying to cover things that some of the other podcasters might not be covering. You know, Scoop is tapped in. You know, I'm tapped in. So, you know, we're going to try to, you know, make it very interesting for the people out there, rather than the norm, you know.
Right, yeah, because I heard your first guest was Stephon Marbury.
Yeah.
You have a great relationship with Steph.
Right.
So me asking this question too, because of that, there are people that have podcasts and can't get guests, right? You got a cheat code. Both of you guys are cheat code.
Exactly.
You can get cheat code, right?
Exactly.
You can get guests, right?
Right.
And so easier for you guys. But do you still got to go through some of the red tape, some bullshit to get the guests?
Hell yeah. So I guess I can say this. Stephon was our first guest, but there was somebody that we had booked before then and he ghosted. But the crazy thing about it is, I'm glad he ghosted because I think Stephon is he's an onion. There's so many complexities and so many layers to him. And I think he's misunderstood in a lot of aspects. And I'm glad that particular person ghosted.
Right. Sometimes it works out for the best, right?
Yes.
Some things, right?
Yeah, Steph was like me in a sense, like, you know, just trying to live life, you know what I mean, and just stay under the radar a little bit.
Right.
So now that he's talking, everybody's trying to tap in with him. So,
but Tim, you're doing the show now. There's no more staying under the radar now.
yeah, I'm cool.
You
with
out
that.
there
I'm
now.
cool
You're
with that.
outside right now.
Yeah, I've been away from the game, the limelight a little bit for about 14 years now. So.
And you're
know,
coaching. You're coaching. I went to see you coaching your high school
Yeah.
games. You know, shout out to Paramus Catholic. You got a
Right.
great bunch of guys, boys right there. You know, how's the coaching going on with that? You know,
I'm
you got to mix both of them now. Parenting, podcast, coaching.
Yeah. I mean, it's cool because you know, I'm in that environment now where you want to be hands on and really help the kids. Like my AAU program, I started in '97. This is our 27th summer, and you know, a lot of that I was playing. A lot of those years I was playing.
Right.
So when I retired, I didn't really want to be around the game as much. So I was just chilling in Hidden Hills, California, just chilling, you know, with the family trying to catch up.
Yeah.
So now that I'm, you know, back on the East Coast and coaching and being, you know, full hands on, it's a thrill. You know, you kind of raise these kids like they're your own, you know, to help them get into college, and that's the end goal. You know.
I went to one of your games and got to see Dylan Harper, which is Ron Harper's son.
Right.
A beast.
Right.
Have you seen, like, who are other beasts that you've seen out there?
You know why I'm laughing?
Why?
Go ahead.
Tell school why.
Because he coaches at Paramus Catholic, and Dylan Harper plays at my alma mater down by.
Oh, so you was popping.
And so he gets he gets a lot of questions about Dylan.
Yeah.
But it's like, well, what about his kids?
Right.
But Dylan's still cool though, so you can talk more about him. Go ahead.
You ain't right, school.
Nah, so the backstory to that, right? Like Dylan moms, right?
Yeah.
Grew up in my neighborhood.
Oh,
you know what I mean?
man, you just got here all around.
Yeah, and then, you know, I played, you know, against Ron.
Right.
So Dylan is like almost like my, you know, like my nephew.
Yeah, that's why he's popping shit during the game to you. I saw that.
Yeah, but it was, I mean, our first game against them at their place, we played pretty well. Some of my younger kids had, you know, good games against them, so they didn't like that. So that was more of the get back, but I loved it because him, you know, talking mess to the young kids is getting them prepared.
Ignite them. Yeah.
For later on. So,
Right.
you know, I had to call the timeout, settle my kids down, but then when the ball got back in play, I told Dylan, do it again. Because it's going to help my kids. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Help your kids. Let's get into some music.
Yes, sir.
Some Tupac. Guess.
Yeah,
Me Against the World.
let's do it.
Me Against the World.
Yeah.
What you want? Scoop got something. What you want?
I ain't mad at you.
All right, let's go, man. Let's get it. Triple H Shade 45. It's Weekend Work.
Bang, bang.
Coach PR and friends. Scoop B. Tim Thomas. No Nonsense crew. Yeah, we ain't taking none of that shit. Man.
None of it.
None.
Turn your radio up. Weekend Work is now on.
This is how it should be done.
On Shade 45.
Share procedure.
Weekend Work. Coach PR and friends. Tim Thomas. Scoop B. No Nonsense crew. Can you leave my bottle of rum alone, please?
I'm just wondering why it's by my seat. Like
I don't know. Yeah, you know what? Move it over there. I left it over there. I should have taken it over there. You know.
Yeah.
You're touching the bottle over there. Thank you, Scoop, for the bottle over there. What's that? The rum? I got mixed it with pineapple. You said, right?
That's what I had on the beach in Tampa, Florida. Tim, I got a bottle for you though.
He got too many bottles. He just got a case from 50.
Yeah, a couple of cases.
Go ahead. Thank 50 right now on the mic. Go ahead. Thank
Appreciate
someone.
you, Spy.
He said that don't count though. He said he wants yours.
Yeah, right? He's still going.
No. You know, listen, if I don't drink it, it looks great to
Scoop.
place it by
Inviting.
the bar.
Scoop,
But
we
it's
went to the
yours, I gotta-
signing. We went to the signing for 50.
Uh-huh.
This guy put pressure on 50, the whole store. I need that whole case. I want the whole case. Next morning, he got everything.
I don't think if I'm 50, I want to argue with a 6'10" man.
No, but that's
And I'm 6'5" and I don't want to argue. Tim, I ain't fucking with you.
That's, you know, that's my brother right there. So
Yeah.
he gave the clearance to the.
Nah, he did. He
store.
sure did.
And I was
He
like,
sure did. He
yeah.
said, yo, whatever he want.
Yeah.
I
so
said,
it was all
Fifth,
good.
you didn't do that for me. Like, bro, like, what about me? I said, I'm get out of here. Get out of here, man. But Listen, Villanova, you guys are taking over the Knicks, man. It's like, how many players are on the Knicks, Villanova? Was it 5?
No.
Jalen?
Three right now. We have 4.
Ryan
but it's
Ryan
three.
left. Yeah.
Yeah.
So it's 3, which is Josh Hart,
Brunson,
Jalen Brunson,
DiVincenzo.
and DiVincenzo.
Yeah. So I was at the Sixer game the other day. It was 7 of us in the building. Doug West, who's older, Kyle Lowry, myself.
Oh yeah, Kyle, right? Kyle. I didn't even know he was in Philly till the other day. I was like, when did he get here?
Yeah. And then the 3 guys that's
You had a little reunion, took a picture and everything.
Nah, it was just beautiful. I'm on the side. I'm sipping.
And you're the
with us.
OG. Well, the other guys, the OG.
Yeah. So it was just beautiful to see the school being represented. With 2 organizations and shit like that. So
that's dope. That's dope, man. So what's the plan for No Nonsense before I let you guys go, so people can understand where they could catch it and what they can expect?
Man, we just coming, man. We coming, man. We want to be different, like I said, earlier. Want to get guests on that people would never expect, and just shake it up a little bit.
Okay. Well, you didn't ask, but I'll tell. So first of all, make sure that you subscribe to No Nonsense on TV, on YouTube, as well as on Twitter, as well as on Instagram. He went to Villanova. I went down the street, literally down the street at Eastern University. So not only are we connected through the NBA in New Jersey and New York, but we're also connected because we went to college, different times, of course. He's a little older, but young as in mindset, young in spirit. I'm cleaning it up. Villanova, Eastern University, connecting on that level. No Nonsense on TV. We are making it happen. But make sure that you guys subscribe on all those platforms: Apple Podcasts, Google Play, as well as Spotify is where you can find everything. And follow Tim on Instagram. He's been fighting me on the Twitter account, but we're gonna get that moving.
Yeah, man.
He's not that too heavy on social media. He's like me. Like once in a while, you double dabble, but
Shout out to Jermaine O'Neal. He was the one that got me on Instagram, but Facebook and Twitter, I never really jumped on that.
All right. So this is the last question because this is a hot topic. I just gotta ask before this, man. Let's see how I'm going to ask it because I don't want Scoop to get mad at me. I got to figure out how I'm going to ask the question now because I got professional.
That's the professional.
This is a professional. Okay. I think this is young boy, Jalen Green, Drea, Michelle. What's her name?
That's all you, Tim.
Can you give the other players coming up? This is kind of confusing to me because she has a son. So now he and the stepson are the same age. How's he gonna tell the stepson, yo, can you get me a beer? Get me go to the store for me?
That's
They're the same age. Like, I don't know.
You know what's crazy? It's really close to me because my daughter and her son went to school together in Cali.
Wow.
So yeah, and they was talking about that the other day. I got 3 daughters, so the wife and the kid, they was talking about that, and I tried to get out of the conversation, but it's crazy, man, to think, right? It's like, yo, you actually dealing with somebody or dating someone that's the same age as your son.
That's an Uncle Daddy.
Uncle Daddy.
That's what they were saying.
Yeah, that's it.
Yo, that's what I didn't want to go there. That's what they were saying.
I got you.
I'm like, yo, that's...
What can you tell? Can you is there something you can tell the young boys?
Well, listen, man.
You're the OG.
Love is love.
Love is
you know
love.
what I'm saying? So
love
you can't. You know what I mean? You can't. And then it's it's not to say she's an ugly individual or anything.
No, right.
But
she ain't.
I mean, hey, man, it is what it is, man.
That's why you got to do what we talking about the other day. What you're doing. We ain't gonna talk about that now. You got to do what you're doing, man. The guidance is needed, man. So, appreciate you guys. No Nonsense. Make sure you check it out on
all streaming platforms as well as Instagram, Twitter. No Nonsense on TV, on Twitter, Instagram, YouTube.
And hit them up at Scoop
B on Twitter and Instagram.
And I'm on your Instagram.
You're not on Facebook? You're not on MySpace anymore?
Never any of that. I barely had a pager.
You're right.
He got a burner.
But nah, I'm at King Tim Thomas.
Yeah, King Tim Thomas. Make sure, man. Appreciate you guys. Make sure you check out Terps at Terp Hogs. Smoke break as usual was dope. Appreciate you guys. Another week, man. Appreciate you guys, man.
Yes,
Thank
sir.
you very much,
the
man.
opportunity to be myself.
You know who's up next, man? It's Drama, the affiliates. Shout out to the Union DJs.
Yes,
Superstar
sir.
Jay, Love De Niro, Will, everybody over the Union DJs, man. Catch me next week, and we are out of here. Peace.
Turn your radio up. WkndWork is now on.
This is how it should be done.
On Shade 45.
Share procedure.